My name is Aksik, aka Annika, and welcome to my channel. And this time it's going to be a fairly brief video. One of my viewers asked me to do a flip through of the Scottish Nature colouring book by Eilidh Muldoon, which I am gladly willing to do. It is a beautiful colouring book. It's the usual 10 to 10-ish square. I can do exact measurements as well, should you prefer that. So yes, it's a little bit under 10 inches, not much. The paper, the cover is nice and smooth but matte. It's a thin colouring book, as you can see, but it is stitched. And the paper is absolutely fantastic. It takes pretty much any media you want to put onto it, except of course alcohol markers, because it is a double-sided book. And I love the style of this artist. She's very distinctive, very, you don't mix up her art with anybody else's. I always appreciate that in artists. She has a series of colouring books, pretty much all of them about Scotland, either the areas of Scotland or cities of Scotland, or just kind of a general kind of a Scottish nature. I think I have another book from her, which is Scottish Gardens, I think, something like this. Also, the paper is fantastic. Okay, let's start with a flip through. The inner cover is beautiful and matte, and you could totally paint or do something on it. This, you can totally color this, and I actually think it would be really nice experience, because it's a thick cardboard and you could use pretty much any media in it and it would look really cool. I should really remember that and kind of do this page. It is a really beautiful page. Paper is white and it doesn't feel super thick. It feels thick enough. It feels a good quality paper. But I've been through books with thicker paper that take media, water media and pencils way worse than this one. It's a fantastic paper. You can really do pretty much anything on it. And here I've just been playing a little bit, as I do. I haven't finished anything. I tossed some water-based markers down. Pretty much I was trying to see how scribbling and then dissolving the felt tip pen on the paper would work, and yes, it does work. So as I said, you can do anything. And you can see I was working with water-based markers here. I dissolved them on the paper, I scribbled them, and then I dissolved them with a water brush, and in most papers it sinks through immediately. You can't see anything on the other side. That is how nice this paper is. So if you enjoy that sort of a more abstract, more artistic, painterly or graphic style of coloring book, this, any book in this series would be one to get. And as you can see here in the beginning, it kind of gives you an idea, what each page is depicting. So I definitely should refer to that, because I don't really have a clue, let's be honest. I often know the names of the flowers, for example, or animals I know in English mostly as well, but plants I often know maybe in my native language, but I often wouldn't know the English equivalent. So this is, obviously I've closed the book here, as you do when the paint was still wet. This is my current whip in this book. This is a fairly new book for me, so I kind of wanted to immediately put some paint into the paper. So this has 2 layers of watercolors so far. I put big wash down yesterday, just kind of toned the paper, and I kind of started to add different layers in different areas. Today I darkened the bark and so on, and made this little hill or that tree base, really dark. Anyways, it takes watercolor super well. I can show you. I did mess up a little bit because I kind of, when I put the tape, I didn't realize that I had left this strip. It's kind of exposed from the top, and I did not kind of think of it when I was painting. So I was loose and free with my paint at the top there. And therefore the next page, you know, has some paint that has kind of, you know, leaked to the other page. That doesn't really matter to me. I am well able to paint that out and disguise that. So that's not going to be problem at all. And this is now the Scottish mountains or hills. What does she call them in the beginning here? Mountain and glen. Scottish landscape, Scottish god and birds. There's a variety of them. She actually lists them all. Machir, sea rocket, sea camp, sorry, not great sparrow, starling, chaffinch, robin, blackbird, common wood pigeon. So yeah, they're lovely. And this is, I think, selection of Scottish flowers. Yeah, coastal plants and flowers. And she lists, you know, them all, and you can look them up. But you don't have to follow exactly, you know, what the plants look in real life. It's such a permissive book. You can pretty much do whatever you want, you know. If you want to have purple dandelions or, you know, kind of pink dandelions, here you go. Pink dandelions you will have. Otter, I think that's pine marten, possibly. Selection of berries, I think it looks like. Is it berries? Are those berries as well? That kind of is intriguing me now. They're cool looking plants. I would probably put down kind of like a flat background here, possibly. Or make a really kind of loose wash, but I haven't really decided what to do with this one. I prefer the scenes often to kind of, you know, detail pages like this. So often these ones kind of stay neglected in my books. This is red deer, I presume. Is it? One can check. Is it red deer? Yeah, the red deer. And of course, thistle. There's thistle everywhere in this book, obviously, since this is the national flower of Scotland. Dolphins, whales. It's just, you can just imagine doing so many interesting things here with textures, with different media, water-based media, acrylic markers, gel pens, even oil pastels. Oh, that's salmon. Some bogs. Not usually my team. I don't usually enjoy coloring bogs too much, but I have occasionally. This is beautiful, you know, this kind of a Scottish landscape, kind of a coastal landscape. I think it's a lake, actually. Let me see. What is it? Oh, it's supposed to be dancing colors in the sky, the northern lights. I did not even realize that these are supposed to be northern lights. Yeah, that could be really cool. You know, kind of a night scene with mountains and those pine trees and the northern lights, and do the northern lights in more stylized way with strong colors, but you know, you don't have to really try to get realistic. This is, you know, one of those things about more abstract art like this. It allows you to not be super realistic and just, you know, play with color and play with texture. This is oak. I presume it's oak forest and ferns. There's some more plants that I don't recognize here. Is this foxglove, possibly? And those look like snowdrops. I do not know what these are, but I, you know, can figure that out. These are, you know, water birds or seabirds of different types of them. Oh, the golden eagle. Scotland also has these, and a Highland hare. I don't know what plant is that. Huh. once again, more different flowers, and you can, check out, there's page numbers, which I actually love more. Tell me you agree with me. More coloring books should have numbered pages. It's real pain sometimes to find things, It would not hurt the publishers to put page numbers in the coloring books. I really would like that. And, oh, that little bee is so cute. Look at that bee. Look at her. Oh, so lovely. And yeah. Okay, this is Highland Cow. Those are so cool looking. I definitely want to do that. The squirrels. Beautiful tree beige. I like both of these. I like kind of a foresty or kind of a tree pages often. Something I share with Maya. It seems I like trees and bark. I like coloring them, and kind of a tree foliage. I find it very relaxing somehow. Oh, I love that bird here as well. So cute. And there's more dolphins on another beautiful page. Inktense would be beautiful here. Just imagine, all those swirls and those dolphins done with Inktense. And then those little flowers and all that texture in the, kind of a coast area, kind of raised with something or done with acrylics. It's just pretty. Seals, grey seal, more flowers that, some of them I do recognize, but I'm not 100% sure, therefore I will not try to guess. Oh, the Scottish wildcat. Those are so cool. I think it's another pine marten. What is the name? I know the name of that bird, and now I can't say it. Those are puffins, and though they're really cool, the colors in them are fantastic. And British flowers. There's going to be, a beautiful list, and that would be, kind of real fun to just do it with watercolors. And not really, try to finish it very, very precisely with pencil, but, just give them texture with watercolor and maybe some additional texture with acrylic markers, and kind of not try to get them super precisely. These pages don't need or don't ask for super precise shading, because, that's not what the art is about. It's very free. It's very, kind of abstract and stylized. So I think the coloring here should kind of go with that as well. And the fact that it takes paper so well is such a bonus. And here we are, the last page, a bit of a swirl here, and another page that is in the kind of inside the back cover, and that I can tell you, from the surface, you can absolutely use paints here, and color this one as well. So that's it. That's it for today. Hopefully I'll get the page in there eventually finished. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, like and subscribe and comment, and hopefully see you soon. Have a good evening or morning or afternoon, whatever the time is in your corner of the world, and bye.